You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Dr. Barbara Eaton's 56-day chiropractic bootcamp, MoveWell University, the Black Diamond Club, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Dr. Alok Trivedi, Universal Traction Systems, Vantage Point Marketing, Element Mattresses, Imaging Services, Zinget Solutions, Chiro Thin, Dr. Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, and Everest Chiropractic Bootcamp. Let's hustle. Hey guys, Jim Chester here. Chiro Hustle morning edition, and for her, it's an afternoon edition because she's in is it Farmington Hills, Michigan? West Bloomfield, Michigan. And I am in Grand Junction, which is in the Grand Valley on the western slope of Colorado, which I like to say it's where no one lives. And I moved here to hear the birds chirp. So with that being said, our sponsor today is the Black Diamond Club, and I'm going to flash their web address up there for you guys, and I'll tell you a little bit about their services. The Black Diamond Club is a group of chiropractors, Lacey and Sean, who started this group. I think they're about 300 strong now, but it's a space for entrepreneurs to get into and learn how to maximize their business potential, whether it's through systems or whether it's through coaching or strategy. And they do a really great job of getting people to that next level of business acumen and guidance. So welcome to the show, Amanda.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about this Black Diamond Club and what you like about being in that group.
I love being in the Black Diamond Club. I love Sean Dill. I love Lacey Book. I love that this is a group for not only chiropreneurs, but business-minded people. It's such a great place to bounce ideas off other doctors or other business owners. And what's really awesome is that you get feedback and everyone helps each other. And it's such a strong group. And I love being in a group with movers and shakers. And I feel that I resonate so well with this group. And I love it.
Yeah, actually, I think that it's important to get chiropractic outside the four walls of chiropractic. So what they're doing is much needed, because what they do is they take the chiropractic science, philosophy, and art, and they bridge that into other business owners that are out there that are doing great things, which I think there's a space that's needed for that, because sometimes chiropractic can be a little bit too much if we don't share with others.
Absolutely, and specifically into the chiropractic realm, Sean and Lacey, I think it's quarterly or even more, but not only are the podcasts totally off the hook, they're wonderful, and his videos, but they have, Money Matters, and they teach you, it's very well-rounded for business. So you're not learning just how to market or just how to save or just how to grow your practice. It's nice and well-rounded, and I think that's so important because there's so many missing links, and if you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle, you can't move forward. So they teach you how to move forward and to keep expanding and keep growing, and super cool.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of responsibility with leadership as well. And I think Sean and Lacey do a really good job keeping their energy and momentum, giving back, because there's so many times where you meet people and all they do is they have an open hand from you, and they don't ever, push the karmatic wheel of reciprocation to where people are actually serving and giving back. And I love that about that group.
Absolutely. And when I was at Chiro Sushi, I loved watching Dr. Shondell on stage when he says that when you put on someone else's glasses and the different perspectives that you have. And I think that we get so tied into our practice or our daily life that we forget to put on other glasses and see how people would see our business and see what we're saying and how they accept that. So that was a big eye opener for me at Chiro Sushi this year. I love listening to Sean and Lacey speak.
Yeah, it's just one thing, and that's just it. As if Michael Viscerelli told me this: make your main thing your main thing. Yeah, and if you're going to pay attention to like what others are, their needs are, you serve them better. Mm-hmm. And I had a talk with Barb yesterday, and anytime I have a rough day, I remind myself that I'm a servant. And I say a mantra: go forth and serve, go forth and serve, go forth and serve. And I repeat that to myself until I realize that once I go back to that servitude type mentality, that I become more effective for myself and my energy starts to flow again and I stop worrying about things.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about, is forming relationships. And it's hard to serve others if you're not resonating or you can't communicate with them. So we always have to learn how to communicate better with everyone.
And, appreciate yourself and admire yourself to where you can be that beacon of light that others come to for what you have.
Yes.
So business, we've been talking some business. I'm going to bring up a few comments here and say thank you to a couple of people that have joined us. We have Lily Serrano says, preach girl.
Hi,
And we have her up on the screen right now with her comment. And then we have your husband, Dr. Adam Apfelblat. And I wanted to throw a shout out to Adam and Louie. I know Louie's out getting his hair did.
He is. It's Tuesdays with Connie. He's getting his hair did today.
So big Chiro family out there. And let's share a few tips with people. If you've been in practice for 15 years, why did you decide that we're going to open up our third office?
We were looking to invest. About 7 years ago, I considered opening satellite clinics. I considered opening additional practices. And I just thought, and this is terrible, and I'm just going to be honest and tell you, I thought, oh, Gavalt, do I need the headache? Do I want to do that? So for some reason, do you know how we put blocks up for ourselves? We have these mental blocks. Well, everyone has them, and I have them too. And put a mental wall up, a mental block that, no, I was going to utilize my space. I would hire associates. We would make the most of the space, but it was not going to open more practices. And then, thank goodness for Barb, last year we were, I don't know if it was a seminar or on vacation. We must have been at a seminar because we were in Vegas. And we just had a pool talk one day. And she said, you really, really should do this. And I said, you know what? It is exactly what I should do, because not only is it a great idea to open an additional practice to serve more patients, but also to guide new chiropractors, new doctors in the right direction to own their own practice and to be able to serve, so that we can all serve more patients and to spread the word of chiropractic more. And I love chiropractic, so that's exactly what I should be doing. So I made that decision, and within about probably 8 months, we opened the doors. So it was great.
So you weren't needing to have more responsibilities, were you?
No, I do not need any more responsibilities, but for some reason they just keep stacking up, and it's okay, because if your nervous system can handle it, and my nervous system can, because I'm under great chiropractic care, the world is your oyster.
I love that. And your husband says, love the hustle. And that's something that we were talking about off camera, about how we are on this path of sharing our truths and showing up and delivering the goods and these types of things. But with that, there comes responsibility. And I know one of those things that you've taken on recently is having a leadership role in this Women Chiropractic Group.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about why it was important for you to step up and to be, part of this movement with the women chiropractors.
I would love to, Jim. But first, as Adam is saying he loves the hustle, I have to tell you that I love the hustle too. The hustle is in all of us. You are the hustle. You are Henry Cooper. You are the greatest. I'm so glad that the world of chiropractic has both you and Luke and Chiro Hustle, and you are everywhere. And I think probably what people say to you is the word everywhere. You're everywhere, and you are, and I can feel your heart, and that you love to serve chiropractic and chiropractors, and it warms my heart every time I see you. You just shine. You shine with your love of chiropractic, and I think that's why you are so super duper successful, because you just love it, and everyone can feel that. And so just a little shout out for you. I just want to thank you so much for having me today. But with the WDC board, I love my role. I love being I'm a board of trustee for women chiropractors. And it's something that I think was needed for decades, maybe even since the beginning of chiropractic. And it's so awesome that we now have the Women Chiropractors Group, because there are different challenges. And we love male chiropractors. We love all chiropractors. But it's so nice to have a group where we can discuss our challenges specifically as females. And it's awesome. So Dr. Cindy Schaff-Toll and Dr. Susan Blaske and I would have lunch together. probably starting around 2011. We would do this once a month. And in the chiropractic, we always joke that we're close enough but far enough away that, we weren't competing. We would meet for lunch. We would bounce ideas off each other, talk about office challenges, talk about life challenges, talk about business challenges, because even in the realm of business with different people that we associate with, it's crazy the different reactions you can get being a male business person or a female business person. And it's happened to me. So I can actually vouch that these things do happen. But we make very light of it. And we would always talk about what was going on. And one day we were having dinner for Cindy's birthday, and she's talking about this group in her Facebook page. And when we finally just said, Cindy, now is the time. You must do this. Now is the time. So I like to think I had a little something to do with it. Probably not much, but a little something. And Women Chiropractors was born. It's been a wonderful journey. Last year, we were at the opening of the Women's Institute at Palmer College. I have to give such kudos and a big shout out to the chancellors and to Barb Melbourne and everyone who has made this possible at Palmer College. We're going back this weekend to visit, but I wish every campus had a Women's Institute and to be able to support that. We have programs for women. We have re-entry programs. This year, Dr. Karen Hudis has rocked it in our re-entry program. It's amazing, and honestly, it just feels good to support other women who are supporting me. We support each other, and it's fantastic. I'm so glad that this group is here.
Yeah, and I know you didn't come into this. Sorry, my volume was about booming back at me. I know you didn't come into this just because you wanted more to do again. You came into it because you felt the need and you felt that you could have some responsibility towards, helping people within this group. But not only that, you did it with financial contribution. And I know that you tithe a lot to the chiropractic industry. Why do you find that that's necessary for what you've done with your success as a chiropractor to give back?
I believe it is our duty, it is our responsibility, and it is our honor. I believe that chiropractic literally has given me the greatest life ever. I almost have a tear. The greatest life ever. Everything that I have, because I did not have anything, everything that I have, I can attribute to chiropractic. And to be able to have this wonderful lifestyle, to be able to serve patients and to have fun doing it. And that's what I like to really emphasize to everyone is, oh my gosh, we're the luckiest people in the universe. Every morning I get up and I'm excited to go to work and I'm excited to see my patients. And I always say that, I know that there's always headaches, there's paperwork, there's always headaches. But every day I get up and I say, if there's a day that I don't feel this way, I don't want to be there because I feel that my patients can feel my enthusiasm and my zest for life. And that when you have that, others want to feel good and they want what you have. And what I have is chiropractic. So I love it.
Yeah, and I just wanted to bring up a little point here is that there's a difference between adjusting somebody with hands of healing and love and balance, and there's a difference between adjusting with hands of despair and poor self-esteem and troubled mind and troubled business. So it's important for people to find their path to enlightenment and to success, because there's nothing worse than if I was a patient going in to get adjusted and I had a doc putting their hands on me and I was being adjusted by somebody that wasn't certain within themselves and in their heart and in their balance of life. I just don't think that the transfer of energy from your hands to someone else's body is a healthy move.
Oh, 150%. Docs, get your hands off the patients. If you're in that mental state, get your hands off the patient. One thing I learned, I have a diplomate in pediatric chiropractic from the ICPA, which I'm super duper proud of. And Jeannie Ohm, I will never forget this. I can hear her saying it over and over and over again. The ear adjustment is 99.99999% intention. And let me tell you that as a new doc, that was awesome. That was so good to know. But I truly believe that it's your intention. It's your intention to the universe that that patient is going to accept the chiropractic adjustment and that their nervous system is going to heal and that they're going to function at their maximum potential. So it's 99.999% intention. I do believe that. So it isn't good to be in a bad mental state. You have to be positive.
So let's turn back to the last question. What has it done for you personally by tithing back to chiropractic?
I truly believe, and I don't do this for this purpose, but outflow equals inflow. You have to outflow. You have to give. I was raised where, if you go to a church, a temple, a mosque, you start as a child that you're giving. You always want to give and you want to help others that you can help or maybe are less fortunate, maybe who need a hand. But it's so important. I can't imagine not wanting to give back. I just feel that it is a calling, it's a duty. And I feel that the better that you're doing, or at least, for financial, because the bottom line is, what do people want? They want a donation, be it your money, be it your time. But as you get busier, you do have time, but time is 24 hours. But you can give, and it's so nice to be able to give in the places that you would like to. So I always say that, I want to be like the Oprah of chiropractic. I want to give. I want to give to everyone, that believes that is philosophically aligned with me. So I think it's so important and I want to encourage chiropractors everywhere. How much are you giving to chiropractic? How much are you giving to your PAC? How much are you giving to be it your state association, your international association? Pick what you love. Pick something. Don't be an island. Pick something. I don't care what you pick. Pick what resonates most with you, and you have to give. Could you imagine if every chiropractor were giving $10 or $25 a month to a cause that they loved or that they enjoyed? We would change the world.
And on top of that, I just wanted to make a mention that you've probably seen people's lives change through your generosity, just watching from a distance.
Yes.
It might not have been a direct influence that you actually, gave something, but I'm sure there's been some type of a scholarship that's been awarded, or it might be the helping us get our funding for Project Patient. You guys got us to our goal. There's certain things that you push your chips into the middle and say, we're going to win this one. And I think that you don't always have to see the win, but just know that you're a part of someone else winning because of your generous contribution.
Yes. It's important to be part of the big picture, the big idea.
Yeah. And I know that this past weekend, we were going to talk a little bit about, getting out of your own way and getting out of your own comfort zones and going out there. And after 15 years of practice, now 3 practices, you still go out there and do chiropractic screening events in your community. Why do you do that?
I love it. I love new patients. I love people. I love forming relationships. I love that when you come into my practice, I'm probably going to know you forever. I love you. I love people. Believe me, maybe there's 1 or 2, but for the most part, I love everyone. And it's so neat. The 1 or 2 that you don't like is because they're in so much pain, and they end up being the greatest referral source and the greatest people later. So even when someone is that way, a lot of the times if they come in a lot of pain, I understand that now. But I love screenings, and chiropractors, we are not too good to do a screening. I'm 15 years into private practice. I screened for 2 full days last weekend. I loved every moment of it. It was so exciting. I believe that we scheduled 20 new patients, and that's because our new practice members, they can feel our enthusiasm and our love, and that, wow, this chiropractic thing, I want to know about this more. So we're out in the community teaching our local communities about what chiropractic does. And that feels good. Feels good to share chiropractic with the world, especially our local communities. Got to get out there.
Yeah, it does a lot for your brand equity. It does a lot for chiropractic, and it does a lot for the momentum of the future of a practice. And a chiropractic practice that doesn't go out there and learn how to harvest their communities perishes on the vine. And I think that so many times when people understand that people are sick and they're hurting and they need some type of solution. I tell people this all the time. Here's some takeaways for you guys, because I did this professionally for 2.5 years, scheduled in over 2,500 people, did 600 events in that 2.5 years. I tell people this: if I don't tell you the truth about chiropractic today, someone will mislead you with drugs or surgery tomorrow. And it's my responsibility to be your advocate today and tell you the truth about what chiropractic is and what it isn't. And I'm just going to get into a really quick story about this past weekend. I went out and scheduled new people in. I scheduled 10 in between the hours of 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. And it was so fun. I love doing this stuff just like you do, because I like telling people the truth about chiropractic. So there's this old guy, we'll call him Stan just for purposes. Stan walks by me, and I'm doing this because this is the motion that I use, and I do this a lot too, because a lot of what you do is nonverbal communication. And I wave like Disney waves, and I do this motion to people because I'm telling them I want them to come over so I can help them. And then when this guy Stan came over to me, he asked me about what we're doing, and I said, hey, because I asked him, who's looking for a good chiropractor? And he like turned his head and looked at me, and he was almost walking by, and I said, hey, come over here. So he came over to me and talked to me quick. And I asked him if he was interested in hearing about our phenomenal promotion today. And he's like, well, what is it? So I went ahead and told him, and I said, hey, if you want to take this opportunity, fill out this little bit of paperwork for me. And he filled out the paperwork, and I asked him what was going on. He's like, I felt about 10 days ago, something happened in my mid back, and it hasn't been getting any better. My arm's been going numb. And I pulled over the somatic chart, and I told him that I'm not your doctor. I'm not a doctor, but I will tell you that the nerves coming from there go directly to this organ right there. And what is that? He goes, oh, that's my heart. I go, so for you having some type of symptomatology going on to your extremities, which is your arm, there might be some underlying cause. You might have a subluxation going on in your spine that it wouldn't do you any good to continue going on without coming in to see us. And then I tell him about our offer. And then he's like, well, I'm not going to say what I charge for the offer, but I charge a little bit of money for people to put some skin in the game. And he's like, well, I have to ask my wife about if I can spend the money to come in and see you guys. And I'm like, do you have to ask your wife to go spend money on a bag of groceries at the grocery store? And he's like, no. And then he starts walking away. And I'm like, well, where's your wife? And she starts walking down, and I like literally left my booth, and I went over and I said, hey, your husband told me that it's your decision whether or not he comes into the chiropractor and spends this money to come see the chiropractor for this concern that he's having. Do you know about this? She goes, yeah, he's been cranky about it for about the past 10 days. And I was like, well, just let you guys know, if you don't do something about it now, it's not going to just get better. Mm-hmm. So Stan comes back and finally reluctantly schedules with me. And that's one way that we can find somebody that isn't happy within themselves to get them to take action. If we have enough responsibility and truth in the message, that we know that this person's life will be better because we took the advocacy position and we said, come in and see us.
Yeah. And everyone, we all have a dentist, right? I don't know anyone that doesn't have a dentist, and we all have a PCP, right? So once it gets to the screening process, the first thing that I ask my potential practice member, my potential patient, is, who's your chiropractor? First of all, chiropractic karma. I would never try and solicit another chiropractor's patient. But second, I want people to know that chiropractic is awesome, and you should have a chiropractor like you have a dentist, like you have a PCP. So that, to me, I love that, because we want to instill in everyone, who's your chiropractor? And I was listening, actually, I'm always learning. Last week, I was listening to Dr. Tabor Smith being interviewed with Dr. Barbara Eaton. And I was actually learning new things about screenings, and I thought I'd known everything about screenings. And I actually forgot about I forget his name for it, but basically it's the solicitors or the greeters that bring those patients over. And I think we rocked it. Thank you, Dr. Tabor Smith. We made sure to have those staff members on deck and on hand, and our team was out and bringing people over, and it was so awesome. But you can always be learning. That's another thing for chiropractors. We always have to keep learning.
And that's another cool thing, is I'm the king of close. And if I go out there and I have somebody out there with me that's able to, greet people and bring them over to me, it's just a steady roll of scheduling. And yes. That's the thing, is teamwork makes the dream work. And you don't want to put the responsibility on one doc. You don't want to put the responsibility on one marketer. You have to support each other and not make that person out there doing the work as their island. When we join arms together, we're better together. Who's your chiropractor? That's a good one, Debbie.
Who's your chiropractor?
Here's what I like to say to the men. What gives you more trouble, your neck or your back? That's men. Men signify with pain. And women, I say, when women go by, I say, who's your family chiropractor? So I talk to the ethos of that woman to say, who is your family chiropractor? Or I say, what gives you more trouble, your neck or your back, to men? So those are my two go-tos who's looking for a good chiropractor. And I do this to people all day long. So it's all about body language. It's about consistency in the message and knowing that symptoms sell to men and patient care for the family sells to women.
Yes. And longevity.
Yeah. And, I tell people all the time, it's easier to make healthy kids than to fix broken adults. Mm-hmm. And I tell them it's a wind-up process. At 40 years of your life and you don't take care of your spine, you wind up in poor health. And it takes us a long time to unwind that poor health.
Yeah. So the healthiest kids are chiropractic kids.
Yeah. And those are the innovators. Those are the leaders. Those are the ones that are going to go out there and change the world for us as we become the aging process. They're the ones that are going to be looking after us when we want somebody to nurture us into old age.
And it's because this is clear.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Dr. Barbara Eaton's 56-day chiropractic boot camp, MoveWell University, the Black Diamond Club, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Dr. Alok Trivedi, Universal Traction Systems, Vantage Point Marketing, Element Mattresses, Imaging Services, Zingit Solutions, Chiro Thin, Dr. Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, and Everest Chiropractic Boot Camp. Let's hustle.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome. They're not drugged. They're not on their Ritalin. It's so neat to see kids that are drug free, which today, most children in the classroom are taking something.
Yeah, a lot of people might know this backstory on me, but I suffered with dyslexia as a little boy, and I was in special classes. And honestly, I wouldn't be the person I am today if they drugged me. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be this clear person if it was something that was forced on me step by step, and I would have become deranged and desensitized to reality. And I would have, I take Juice Plus and I take Wuji Chlorella.
Fuji! Every day, forever, Fuji.
I guess that gives us a good segue now. Who have been some of your influencers and your mentors as you've gone through this chiropractic game?
So I have two huge influencers in my life. The first, Dr. Fred Scofield. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love and adore Dr. Fred. I love Susan. I love Scofield Chiropractic. I love the Rhino training because I need someone that big that I can pull up to. I think you can't be at this level. What do they say? If you have to be with someone in the room, you got to be reaching up, right? Dr. Fred is so high up. I'll never reach Dr. Fred. If I can get close, if I can be a star in the sky around him, I'm happy. But I absolutely love because Dr. Fred and Susan instill in you that it's about chiropractic and it's about family and it's about life and it's about love and balance. And when you're at work, you are to be the best chiropractor and you are to be laser focused. And when you are at home, you should be the greatest family person and concentrate on your family and just instill those values. I love everything about Scofield Chiropractic and Fred and Susan. The other huge influencer in my life is Dr. Barbara Eaton. Love being part of the boot camp. I love all of the boot campers. I have girlfriends. I have all kinds of friends, not just girls, but it is so great for me to have friends that are movers and shakers and we want to do, and we can talk to each other and give each other ideas and help each other every day. Again, a group of chiropreneurs. Dr. Barb has been there. One of the greatest things I like about Dr. Barbara is I always call her an insurance policy. She's my agent. If something happens, because I'm always great, but once in a great while, something's going down. When something's going down, I can literally text her and 2 seconds later, this morning, I was up till 3:00 yesterday, this morning, working on things for my office because I'm going to be gone this weekend at Palmer Homecoming in Close for Chiro. I can't wait for Close for Chiro. But I called her this morning because I needed something, and right away we speak, and I said, but Barb, it's like 5:37 in the morning there. And she goes, well, I've been up since 3:30 working. I said, well, that's funny. Someone to bed at 3:00 working. But it's so neat to be a part of a group of doers. So I just absolutely love the boot camp. I love Dr. Barb. I love Dr. Fred. Those are my two biggest influencers.
You know, Dr. Fred's also my mentor and somebody that's helped me charge forward with the person that I've become. Mochichu, move forward without hesitation. And Dr. Barb has also been somebody that's jumped in and supported Chiro Hustle since day one. So I have so much love and gratitude for Dr. Barbara and Dr. Fred, and for Susan and FJ and Paxton, the whole Scofield family that I've gotten to know. And I look forward to meeting Barb and her family as well. But at this point, I just love that Barb has such a congruent message for making people successful.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Another thing I learned, first of all, Chiro Sushi was amazing, and you are crazy not to go to Chiro Sushi next year. I mean, I haven't been this excited at a chiropractic seminar ever, because it was amazing chiropractic speakers and amazing business speakers. So it was so awesome. But another thing that Sean Dill said was, the day we need it to be over, the day of you have to be in one group and you can't talk to anyone else. And I'm not saying it like he said, I'm exaggerating. I don't know exactly what he said, but this is what I got in my head from what Sean Dill said, was that it's so okay to be a part of a few groups. I'm a proud Chiro Sushi member. I'm part of the Samurai. I'm a proud BDC member. I'm a proud boot camper. I'm a proud WDC. Now is the time to join multiple groups. You get different things from each group, and let's be a part of that. I think that in the past, when you were with a practice management group, you were like this and you felt that you couldn't even talk about another group to someone. Those days are over. Now it's about lifting everyone up and supporting each other. And another cool thing I see about the groups are alliances within groups, that the leaders of the groups are supporting each other. This is what's going to take chiropractic to the next level.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to ask people when I'm interviewing them for the Chiro Hustle podcast is, what's something in the past 10 years that's helped innovate and change the chiropractic profession? And a lot of times people, this is just across the board answer is, it's social media. Social media is the thing that's actually changed chiropractic for the best in the past 10 years and innovated it, because we now have torn down these walls of confusion. Now we have more consistent relationships with people from a distance. It's not just when the seminars happen or when the weekly phone call happens that everybody tunes out of, or the bi-weekly phone call that everybody's doing dishes or whatever with their phone on mute, or they're having dinner or whatever they're doing. But I do think also, even like Debbie, you know, when she was really struggling, she reached out to me and I said, hey, check this out, check this out, check this out. And, you know, there's been so many people that have come into my life and I say, you know, check out this Rhino coaching group, or check out Barb's coaching group, or check out Close for Chiro, or check out Chiro Sushi, or check out the next thing like Mile High, which I'll be at soon. Or, you know, find a group of people and have less judgment for what other people are doing, and take responsibility for what you're doing and what you're not doing. And, you know, stop chipping away at people that have Mochichu, stop chipping away at people that are doing positive actions in their life, and start taking responsibility for the things that you're not fulfilling, and get in a good tribe and start building your self-esteem up so you can start kicking ass like everyone else is doing that you're chipping down.
Yeah, I think is that called accountability? I think that's called accountability. But yeah, so I just joined Facebook in February, and I think some people think I'm new to the scene, but the difference is I've been doing this forever. People can now just see what I'm doing. So it's kind of crazy, and it really is neat. I never was a social media person. I still wouldn't even say that I am. I'm trying to learn. But social media is, I would never be in the groups I'm in today. And I wouldn't have all this extra further amazing knowledge if I wasn't part of Facebook and social media. So I'm super excited. I just joined Nicole Cowley's boot camp as well. So I'm going to learn everything. Just you wait, everybody. I'm going to be on Instagram soon.
Yeah, that's so cool. And one of the things I'll tell everybody all the time is be social on social. And you do a great job of that, Amanda. And I think I don't know where you learned that from, but as soon as you started becoming social on social, you could see that the vibration of your frequency started improving and that the people started becoming more attracted because people like to see who's out there making comments, who's being positive towards each other. And honestly, if somebody says one negative thing on any of my feeds, I block and delete them immediately. I don't have time for people that don't appreciate the Chiro Hustle brand. I don't want to see anybody on my personal page, Jim Chester's page, that doesn't have anything good to say about each other. You get blocked and deleted immediately. And I think that we don't have time for that if we have a forward momentum going for practicing good responsibility towards our relationships with people, telling the truth about chiropractic and, carrying on a good source of vibration towards each other. And I think that anytime anybody's negative or says something bad about a group or a person's personal brand or anything, maybe they should call them up directly and have a little brief conversation with them to clear up any confusion before they become a keyboard cowboy and go out there and start, shooting arrows at their brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I heard this saying one time, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. We need to be unified as chiropractors. We need to love each other and lift each other up and help each other. And the worst thing for our profession are chiropractors hating on other chiropractors in public forums. It's disgraceful, in my opinion. Not to be negative, it's disgraceful. Call them, send them a letter, send them a card, text them personally. Don't blast them on social media. It's terrible.
Take it off of the network and take it personal if you have that much attention to somebody else's life, make them aware that you feel uncomfortable with something that they may be saying or doing, but don't make it known to other people to build a little group to start, formulating this negative feeling towards somebody else that might think they're doing everything right.
Yeah.
That's the thing is most people don't willingly go out there and abuse their practice, their brand, or chiropractic for a purpose that is known to cause harm. And I think that if we just knew that that person's probably trying to make good decisions for themselves and their career and their business and their family, we might think about it differently. Like if we put the glasses on, like you said earlier, and looked at the world through their eyes, we might not attack them.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. And just there's karma. Like as a chiro hater, as a chiropractor, you're blocking new patients from your office. Why would you want to block new patients?
Well, that's just it, Amanda, is when people have the time to do that, they're not busy enough focusing on the right things, and that's growing their own business and being a positive influence for their community. And I know that you do that quite well, and this segues into this next question I have for you. Getting accolades, whether it's in Michigan or whether it's in chiropractic or with certain groups that you're in, that comes with a big responsibility. How do you manage that as somebody that's getting, chiropractic of the year at Chiro Sushi? And how do you manage that and build responsibility around that to make sure that, it's not only appreciation, but it's also something gratuitous?
Well, I'm so grateful to be named Chiropractor of the Year from Chiro Sushi this year. And thank you so much to Chiro Sushi and Tristan and anyone who voted for me. Thank you so much. I am that awkward person. I love to give compliments. It's natural. But when someone says something to me, I'm like, oh, thank you. So I am a little awkward that way. But I do think it's special. And it really is heartwarming. And it is nice to be acknowledged. So it is heartwarming, but again, it just gives you more responsibility and more duty. I feel that the more accolades you have, the bigger the platform you have, the more responsibility and duty you have to give back and to help others and to serve. So I do truly feel that from the bottom of my heart, and it makes me just want to give and to do and to be more productive and to do and to give more. So inside, that's how I feel, and I'm super appreciative.
So I guess, on this platform with you getting recognized for doing amazing things, it didn't come just overnight. I saw your bio and I saw the things that were happening 10 years ago. How did you get that early recognition and build on that to where you are today?
Not quite sure, but every day Every day I would go to practice from the moment I opened my doors in 2003, when I had 0 patients because I started from scratch. And every day I would tell myself positive affirmations. I would look in the mirror and I would say, you are the best chiropractor in Garden City. You're the best chiropractor in Detroit. You're the best chiropractor in Michigan. You're the best chiropractor in the world. You're here to love and serve. You're here to be able to give and to do. And the more you do that, and the more you tell yourself that you're that person, it truly is acting as if and being that person. And starting from the beginning, it's smaller in the beginning. If you have $100 and you can give someone 10, that means just as much as having $1 million and giving someone, $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000. It's doing what you can do. And that's what I think is important. If we all start where we can, where we are, it's amazing to see where you'll grow.
Well, I think that that's just an amazing opportunity for people to look at their own personal responsibilities to themselves, and then to have that tribe mentality to say, I'm going to give back, and I'm going to be somebody bigger than myself, not only through the personality traits that I have, but when you're dead and gone, you can't take it with you anyways. So you might as well find, good resources of people that could possibly benefit from your generosity along the way. So I guess at this point, I'm going to take a question out of Tristan Schaub's package. And if you had a chance with a chiropractic student on an elevator right now and you're going 3 floors with them, what would be the one piece of advice that you would give them before they got to that 3rd floor?
Be an associate. Be an associate. Work for someone. Work for someone for a year, 2 years. Learn what you like. Learn what you don't like. Learn about business. I know so many colleagues who have opened a practice that should not have, who just fell on their face, and they didn't need to. They just didn't understand either the business aspect or maybe more practice management aspect, but something was missing from their puzzle. And until you put all the pieces of your puzzle together and you're good to go, that would be my advice. And now, I know people that are out there, maybe your uncle or your brother or your cousin's a chiropractor and you're good to go. Maybe someone's an accountant or attorney and you're fine. But I wasn't that person. So for the average chiropractor who's coming out of school, learn from other chiropractors. Work in someone's practice. Learn what you like, learn what you don't like, learn how you want to practice. And super important, work for someone who resonates with the type of practice that you would like. I love peds. I love kids. So if someone wants a family wellness practice or a pediatric practice, I'm great to associate with. If you're looking for a PI practice, do not come work for me just because I wouldn't be a great place to start for you. Because not that I don't have PI or I don't have auto, it's a small portion of my practice. Maybe those practice members who cancel, who need my care at the time, but it's not something that I solicit or that I market for. So to really, really hone in on what is important to you and the style that you'd like to practice, and go all over the country. You don't need to go back to where you live. Go to the guru of that niche in the country and work for them for a year. It is, I don't care what you make, it is priceless. You're already broke. You're graduating from school. Stay broke 1 more year and then excel and expand as opposed to always moving through life in a mediocre state.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. And I think that anybody that wants to learn how to become better versions of themselves have to come around people that are actually succeeding and taking, verbal cues, behavioral cues, system cues. And it's not just joining a group like BDC that you're going to overnight get the stuff. It's not just joining 56-day boot camp that you're going to get the stuff. A lot of it is personal development. Mm-hmm. And the responsibility comes to you when you're ready for it. And if you're not prepared for the responsibility of success, then it's not going to find you. So like you said, find yourself a good mentor, find yourself a good system to plug yourself into. Don't attach yourself to something longer than you need to. You're not going to say, oh, I'm going to go to school for 1 more year, or I want to take 1 more chapter of boards. Like, you're not going to do that. So you know what your limitation is for what it takes you to get to that next level. So go out there, find yourself somebody that's a guru, and find yourself somebody that's going to pour into you with their attention and the behaviors that you should be carrying on, and then go out there and be an influencer once you get to that point of knowing the systems that you need to follow, knowing the strategies that you should be doing, knowing how many marketing events that you should have on your calendar every month, having your goals set. Like Barb said, be a goal digger. And, be on purpose and follow your path and, all these amazing things. And Barb says, phenomenal interview, Jim Cheshire and Amanda Apfelblat. Thank you. Keep rocking.
Thank you. I was super fortunate. I was an associate with Dr. Jim Kravis in Redford, Michigan. And I feel so fortunate because I practice the same way today, basically, that I did with Dr. Kravis. And he's just an amazing, amazing chiropractor. And I literally am forever grateful to him. So it's so important. He has a beautiful family practice. And that's what I learned, was how to be a beautiful family practitioner. So, pick your niche, pick what you like, and make sure that you resonate with the doctor that you work for. And I know that there's controversy about this, but I 150% say be an associate first.
So that's really cool. Thank you for giving the advice to that younger generation that might not know where to go, who to trust. And that's one of the things I close people in for care when I'm doing the screenings too. I say that probably the reason you haven't taken action on this is because you don't know where to go or who to trust for this need. Now, me as your advocate is going to tell you how I can help you. So I think that the languaging and how we say things to people with our attention behind it, that's something that's very important going forward too. So if you guys are out there and you guys are thinking about being an associate and you're like, damn, I'm adjusting this many hours, I'm seeing this many people, and damn, they want me to go out and do a weekend event. Well, damn, that's what you're supposed to be doing so you can build your certainty to grow your practice when it's your practice.
Yes, associates, put in the work.
Do the work.
If you're not excited now, oh my goodness. If you're trying to get out of stuff in your first and second year, oh my goodness. You have to know that this is the field for you. Sometimes, I think everyone should be a chiropractor, but I also think there's those in chiropractic that possibly do give us a bad name. You have to be out there. You have to truly love chiropractic and truly love people and truly love to serve. And if you do it and you do it full force, there is no way in the universe that you will not be ultra successful.
So I know we're coming up on our edge of our interview today. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you'd like to tell our audience?
I would just say to get involved with groups and organizations that you love, to always be growing yourself personally, and to always be growing yourself professionally.
Great advice. And now I don't offer this opportunity to anybody, but I'm going to offer it to you. Is there anything that you would like to ask me today before we enter our interview session?
Will you come to Michigan and hang out with Louie?
Of course, I'll come to Michigan and I'll pull myself out of retirement for screening, and I'll come up there and serve with you and Adam.
Yes, well, I'm excited to learn. Actually, I'd like to know a little bit more about the digital marketing that you're going to be doing with Chiro Hustle. That's what I'd like to know about, Jim.
So it's a graduation phase for us. We've been offering so much value and content to people for the past year, specifically with Chiro Hustle, but we've done over 450 interviews in the past 22 months, which is blows my mind. We're pushing towards our 500th interview here eventually. But to me, it was giving as much value as we possibly could. All I wanted to do is create something in between movies of more value for chiropractic. And I followed what Dr. Ed Osborne was doing with the chiropractic philanthropist back in the day. I'm like, man, this guy has the greatest life ever. He interviews people. He travels around. He helps people. He serves. He has a good intention behind why he does what he does. But then he got into, training people, giving people content to learn from, helping people grow their businesses with his influence. So right now, the graduation phase for us is to start doing digital ads, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and then helping chiropractors boost their reviews for their clinic, whether it's on Google so they can get found better or more trust in their communities, or Facebook to where when people look at them, they're like, wow, this person's doing a lot of amazing stuff. And here's another tip to chiropractors out there. Don't go out there and review your chiropractic buddy's practice. Please don't. It looks stupid. And it doesn't get them any more credibility if another DC says, hey, I love this person's business and services. No, it's a bad review. I don't recommend that. So as you go through this channel of life with people, if you guys want somebody that's been in the game for quite some time, helping chiropractic, helping chiropractors, helping patients, all three levels that are necessary, trust us. We've been showing up consistently. We want to help your business grow, and we'll be launching Chiro Hustle Digital Ad Agency in probably the next 60 days. We're making sure all the platforms are running smoothly. We've been practicing and training and making sure that the processes are proven. So Chiro Hustle Digital Ad Agency is coming your way. And if you have a group, BDC, if it's the Rhinos, if it's Barb Eaton's 56-day boot camp, please trust us with the people in there to make sure that we're giving the best level of deliverable content and growth for our practice. You guys might want to turn us off after 90 days because we'll be that effective.
I love it. Well, I'm in.
Awesome. So we have our first business owner that wants us to come and help them. So thank you, Dr. Amanda.
I can't imagine trusting anyone else more than Chiro Hustle. So I know I'm a believer.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Well, I just want to say thank you again to Sean Dill and Lacey Book for sponsoring this episode of Chiro Hustle live stream. This is an afternoon edition for Amanda. It was a morning edition for me. Whenever you guys tune in with us, I ask you a couple things. Please comment on what we do. Be social on social. If you think that there was some value here, and there's 10 people on here right now, please share this. The more that we share this, the more congruency we get with the message of chiropractic from good leaders in the profession. Everybody has something to learn from each other, so please share this. And then the last thing is, if you guys do think that there's some value here, go ahead and give us some thumbs up, some hearts, and give us some love here. Be social on social. And the last thing I'll say is, if you guys are watching this on replay and you watch it all the way to this point, hashtag replay so we know that you've actually watched it after the show's been over. So with that being said, Dr. Amanda, thank you so much for being on with me today. I want to send love to your awesome husband, Adam, and your little doggy, Louie. And I'm going to close out by telling everybody what I always say. What do I say, Amanda? You're just one story away.
Keep hustling.
See you on the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.